What's going on, guys? Dustin here. Figured I'd talk about this real quick since it's just been posted. Um, I went on the test servers last night to mess around with the new prayers and see what the fuss was about that a lot of other streamers and people who make RuneScape videos were talking about. Hitting, 115s and having the recoil effects and all this other new stuff that they have. And I liked it. There was some things in there that I really liked. Obviously, the recoil thing was bullshit. They need to scrap that, or take that back to the start of getting it up and running to test, to see if it works. But in my opinion, a lot of the other prayers in the new book are great. I like a lot of the things in the book. Obviously it is power creep. Automatically a lot of these prayers. I just started a range tank again, so I'll be making videos on that here soon. But that's besides the point. Either way, I like the prayer book. There's a lot of things I like about it. There's some things that are messed up that needed tweaked or adjusted. Mostly that recoil shit, and obviously the ability to one-hit people from 121 health or whatever. But then I started reading this, and I was like, as soon as I saw the title, The Future of Ruinous Powers, I was like, oh, they're getting rid of that shit. Sure enough, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but they talk about how power creep isn't necessarily bad, but then later on say power creep is bad. We don't want to harm the value of equipment where possible, but they already do. I mean, so there's been tons of instances. I don't even need to name any, but in any case, I get down to this part. This isn't us closing the door on new prayers, new prayer books, or other additions to prayer entirely, and we'll let you know when the time feels right to have these conversations again. So this isn't them closing the door on the new prayers, but it is. They're not going to add these new prayers. Because there was a lot of people who thought they were just like the old prayer books, but stronger. Well, yeah, that's true, they are. And they also require a lot higher level. There's not a lot of reasons for people to get over 77 prayer in old school RuneScape, unless you're trying to max. Most pures don't get over 52, or, melee builds get 70, you know what I mean, for piety. But range tanks and stuff like that, they'll get, and mains obviously, they'll get 77 or whatever it is prayer to get all the prayers available to them. This would bring a whole new level to PKing. PKing builds would be out of this world, and it would have been great to have some of these things and features. Like I said, I tested it out last night, and I like it. So this whole thing is a bunch of bullshit, in my opinion. I don't like the fact that they're just outright scrapping it because they're too fucking lazy to go back and try to rework some of this stuff. It's just lazy, Meanwhile, while this shit's going on here, they're coming out with a new skill, sailing, and half of the game on old school RuneScape, well, I wouldn't say half. I would say a third of the game is bots. Where is them addressing the issues on bots? When are they going to start doing that? They really need to consider, that bots are ruining the game. While they could ruin the game by adding new prayers or something that doesn't work right, but then they can fix it. Bots just ruin the game forever. They're really doing a bad job. I was thieving on my pure. I got a pure here, just kind of, yeah. So I was thieving on my pure, and I was trying to get Desert Treasure done. And as you all know, you need like 53 thieving. So I went to the Master Farmer in Draenor, right? In every single world I was in, there were bots with 100 million thieving experience, 200 mil thieving experience, 70 million thieving experience, 50 million thieving experience, full rogue outfit with a thieving cape on. Clearly bots. All their stats were the same. or similar, excuse me, and they're still not talking about them. Why? In every single in the Rev Cave in every world, there are loads of bots. There are bots doing TOA. There are bots that have been doing Vorkath for years. There are bots that are doing Nightmare for probably a year or two now. I'm sure they're doing Nightmare, no problem. There are bots for literally all the hardest content in the entire game. Nex. I saw tons of bots at Nex when I was doing my Nex grind. The fact of the matter is, damn, excuse me. Instead of focusing on something like, oh, these prayers are fucked, or these prayers are fucked, so we're gonna scrap it, and coming out with sailing, which I think is bogus to begin with. It started out as a joke, and now they're actually gonna do it. Why don't they start tackling the main core issues of the game? Like, the fucking bots. You know, I remember when Bot Nuke Day came, and it was really an eye-opener. You know why they don't do that today? Because of numbers. Because if their player base disappears by 1/3, imagine what they're going to tell the head company that owns Jagex or whatever. Oh, well, our player numbers dropped down a third because it was self-inflicted. We killed all the bots. Or were they paying customers? Well, yeah. Well, don't do that. That's what they'll say. So that's why they just leave them there. It's ridiculous. They go through all the time and effort. When's the last time that we had a bot killing stream? How many years ago was that now? That was quite a while ago, wasn't it? Bot busting. OSRS. 4 years ago. Oh, this is a highlight from 4 years ago. So, yeah, there's a problem with bots in the game. And there's a problem with laziness and coming out with shit like this without properly testing it themselves. They came out with all these grand ideas like that. The recoil one was the most obvious, and same thing with this tick eating one. You know, there's going to be a lot of different things that would come out from that. I don't think people fully explored, and if they did, they're keeping it under wraps. This metabolize prayer, but yeah, I think they're just being lazy. They copy-pasted a lot of things and just gave it a bit of a boost with an increased level to obtain it. Hell, didn't they require the decks and the augury scrolls for the new I forget what they're called, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that so even though it feels like a lot of copy pasta, there's a lot of things that are in here that are new. Like the leech. The leeching stuff is cool. I like that kind of shit. I loved pre-EOC. It was great. That was some of the most fun I ever had in PKing and bossing in general. I remember soloing Nex, and it took a lot of effort still to solo Nex, and you had to do things the right way, a certain way, and just to get it done, and have a lot of expensive gear just to do it. But this whole thing is just, when it comes to taking a conservative approach, which, conservative, I guess. Look at Nightmare Zone when it first came out for, 4 years. They just allowed people to shit out experience without 6-hour log or anything like that. So, gave runes away and arrows and all this other shit and didn't require anybody to actually make any effort. But yeah, they're totally conservative. Coming out, it's just, there's so much wrong with Jagex right now, and I love this game. And this is why I don't play, and I really haven't played in a long time. I'll come back, I'll play a week or two with a couple friends of mine, and then I'll quit again. Because it just seems to me like they have their heads so far up their ass. It's just frustrating, man. I commend them on keeping the game alive and around and trying to do the best that they can do, but man, you don't come out with a prayer book like this, take up all the time and effort, sorry, to make the prayer book, adjust it once or twice, test it again, and then all of a sudden you scrap it. Like what, a month or two before DT2 comes out? Like what the fuck? It's just lazy. It's just uncalled for. But in any case, sorry about my rant. I'm gonna get back to just sitting here fucking splashing, watching YouTube videos until I hit 94 magic on my pure, which I'll be making videos here soon on that. But this is my pure. He's coming along all right. My main. I don't PK much in old school RuneScape anymore, but I used to a lot, and I will again. So you'll see me in Bounty Hunter here soon. I'm going to try not streaming for a while and just doing things the old-fashioned way. But, yeah, working on 94 Mage. As soon as I hit 94 Mage, I'm going to chin my way to, probably like 92 range, and then take her out PKing. Should be in another less than a week. So, any case, guys, I appreciate you guys listening to me rant and rave. And until next time, guys, peace.